Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Brick, where today we're going to build the LEGO Technic Black Champion Racer. This is set number 42026, and this is one of the pullback series of cars. So they're fairly small Technic sets, only 138 pieces, and it has the cool little spring-loaded pullback motor thing. So on the back of the box it shows you that you can combine the two pullback racers that came out with this wave and make this one pullback racer. You can see that the two little pullback motors are right there, and I actually have the other one. Haven't built it yet, so maybe I'll combine them. I probably won't though. Who knows? Put a comment down below if you want me to combine them, if you want to see that built. So, let's get right into it. What do we got in the box? Let's just dump it. Surprise all of us. Alright. So we have a non-folded instruction book. They actually laid it flat in the box. That's cool. We have some loose little flexible bar elements. They kind of look like axles because they have that axle shape, but then it's just a little bar thing that you can stick into axle holes. There's a little advertisement in here. Shows you some action shots of the pullback racers jumping over a pile of Technic elements. And of course it shows you a few other Technic sets that came out at the same time this one did. We have the pullback motor. It's not in a bag, it's set by itself. It's a pretty big little motor element. So you can see the Technic pinholes right there, and then of course the axle hole where you connect your tires and wheels. We have a really big sticker sheet for a small set. Kind of disappointing. We have two of these cool little low profile tires that are loose, and then the other ones are in the bag. So let's go ahead and open up these bags. So it's two unnumbered bags. So we have the other two tires right there. It's interesting, they put two of them in the bag and two of them were just loose in the box. Not quite sure what's up with that, because they're all identical tires and wheels. It's not like one of them is bigger than the other or has a different tread pattern or anything like that. They are all identical. The four black wheels that I'm attaching the tires to now are also all identical, and they were all in the bag that I just opened. So, you know, it breaks down to, how did they have to package these together? Were they only able to get two of the tires in that one bag, and if you added two more, did it make the bag too full in their, I guess, bag filling standards, and then they had to decide what to leave out without making a whole new bag just for two tires. Doesn't matter, I guess, at this point, as long as they all came in the box. Sometimes it doesn't matter to me if all the elements are even in bags. It'd be cool if they just came in a box. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into this build, starting with this thing. So if you're new to my channel, thanks for watching, first and foremost. And second, if you're a fan of Technic, like I am, then you're probably in the right spot, because I'm going to be building a lot more Technic stuff along with all my other build videos because I enjoy me some Technic sets. Alright, so there's our pullback motor. It's already put on. And of course we're going to jump right into the first sticker. And they did us a favor. They've numbered these stickers. That way it'll be easier for us to find them. The first one just goes straight back here on top of the actual motor. When I call it a motor, it's a spring action motor. So that little orange piece right there, it's like those old time cars that when you pull them back, it coils that spring real tight. And then when you let it go, the spring uncoils and releases that built up tension power and propels the vehicle. So it's not an electric motor, it's a manual spring action motor. But I use the term motor a lot, so don't get confused that it's going to be powered somehow by electricity. It's powered by your actions, your movements, yeah, that's all. I should stop talking about it. You guys are probably bored of talking about motors. So we have the beginnings of it. So Technic basically builds from the inside out. So we're starting with the inside of the vehicle, moving outwards. All these pins that are extending out the sides. They don't make sense right now, but as we slowly attach more and more elements to it, you'll see how everything more or less had a purpose. Every pin is going to have something attached to it. Alright, so we've got these black elements. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get our main axle put into the pullback motor right now. And there's a little diagram on the instruction sheet. I'll show you right now what I'm doing. So it basically shows you a 1-to-1 representation of this 12 long axle with the 2 bushings on there. And the key element they want you to do is line up those bushings exactly how they show it in the instructions. So you can see I've got them lined up perfectly with the instruction page. And what you do is you then slide this all the way through there, and it stops at those bushings. And then you slide in the other 2 on the other side. So that way we have the same amount of axle length hanging out of both sides. Just dropped a pin, friction pin, that's alright. We've got probably 2 or 3 extras in the bags, and if I run out, I'll just pick it up off the floor. I mean, I don't usually leave them laying on the floor anyway, it's just not going to pick it up right now. Alright, next is the next two stickers. So we've got this cool little tail element that we're going to put sticker number 9, which is right here. Let's see, there's a lot of different pieces or angles going on here, so let me try to get this on best way. There we go, nailed it first try. So it says roar exhausts, and then we have bit box. Those are our sponsors for the Champion Racer. Other side now. It's basically the same sticker, just flipped to where it fits on the other side. And this element attaches right there. So you can see the cool little stickers there. Next up, we have 3 long axle. So these axles that go in these holes that are in the lift arms, if you lay the lift arm flat on a hard surface, table for example, and then slide the axles through, it'll stop on the table. If you flip it over, you see it stops perfectly at the ends. So that's how I like to do the axles, because if you don't do that, if you're pushing it in, and then oops, it goes all the way through, then you've got to push it back, and if you don't go all the way, then it's kind of sticking out the back like that. So I just lay it flat on a table, and it puts it perfectly. But see, in the instructions, they don't show any of that. They show it as if it's floating in space. Just letting you install it however you want. But that's my little trick that I like to use. Trick or tip or however, whatever you want to take it as. Okay, so you can see it's getting pretty long now. Next up is a cool little steering column. Three long axle. Now, can't use that trick when you have to slide them halfway through. So the instructions show this axle kind of being centered right in the middle of that one. So you're on your own with those type of tricks. That attaches there, and we have sticker number 5. Number 5, there you are. Basically just a racing stripe going straight down there in the middle. Now we take, so you can see how we started on this side, and we have all of these pins and axles exposed. So we basically cover them up using the same elements from the other side to cover them up. So now, this is really the bulk of the body. There's really nothing much else to do other than start to add the panels to make it look like the racer. Let's see, the right one. There's a little panel. Bring this over here. Attach all that. So you can see that's basically the underbody. Do the same thing for the other side. We have some cool little exhaust hose elements. These are basically just pre-cut ribbed elements that you slide onto these pins. And they're actually a little tricky to get on because there's a lip on the front of each one of the pins. Each one of these ridges more or less has to make its way over that lip. Once you get it over it, it holds it in place pretty well, but it's just a matter of finding each one and sliding it down. So you can see what I do is, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but on the front of these pins there's a little ridge kind of around the perimeter of it. And that's what each little ridge gets, or each one of these ribs gets stuck on. So I put it on and then I put my fingernails in there and actually slowly pull it down until it's attached. It's the easiest way that I've found to do them. We attach one of these connectors on the ends of each one. See, I think it actually goes like this. Alright. So this connects there. We bring each one of these around and connects it there. So see, it kind of looks like exhaust tubes coming from what would be the real engine if it had an engine. Alright, now we're going to build a cool little seat. Start off with a thin lift arm. Attach a couple 2 long axles. Where's the other one? There it is. Alright, so there is the cool little seat. A couple little connector pieces. Dropped it. Alright. So we drop this in right there, and we had these little pins that were sticking out and not connected to anything. Now we slide them in there. There's our seat. Alright, now it's time for some more body elements. Start off with this T-shaped lift arm. Attach those two panels to there. And we have sticker number 1 and number 8. So number 1. There. Number 8. Pretty cool little stickers. They're printed on a foil backed looking paper, so they're very shiny. Basically everything that's not printed is the shiny foil part, so that's pretty cool. You can see the sticker sheet itself, how all of that part that's left on there is all the foil part. Got 4 friction pins that go on the bottom of these panels, and turn that around, or no, leave it like this, leave it. We have to attach these little L-shaped lift arms with 2 more friction pins. Alright. Now we can turn it over and slide it on there and there. Next sticker, sticker number 7, and it's a sticker that says pull back on it. Sticker number 2. Same as the other one. It says pull back. It's just a flipped version of it. Close enough. Okay. Now there's these little pins that we push through, and they connect to this other panel. So all the panels are being held together really well now. Because these pullback vehicles can actually take a pretty good beating. You can pull them back and run them into walls, jump them off of ramps, and do a bunch of crazy stuff with them, and they won't fall apart. And that's largely in part to the Technic construction in general is really, really strong compared to your standard Lego system of bricks. And we've seen that demonstrated on my string cheese and applesauce channel, where I've done drop tests of Lego Technic sets, and they for the most part all stay together, no matter how they're dropped. They're really, really sturdy models versus a typical Lego set that you can accidentally drop and it will disassemble pretty much on contact of the ground. Okay. Got a couple more elements. How's this gonna go? So we've got sticker number 6. There, and sticker number 4. And that will do it for the stickers. Basically created our front fin. There. We've got these flexible hose type elements that were loose in the box. So these conveniently attached right into an axle hole that will attach them there and there. So while they really don't do too much, what it ultimately does is kind of gives you this look of some aerodynamic element built into the vehicle itself. Push them both in there equally. Okay. Lastly, we have the 4 wheels, tires. There's a bushing that holds them all on, because this is going to get some hardcore playing action with all the pull backing and launching it down the hallway and stuff like that. So the bushings are going to help hold those wheels and tires on. If I can get them on there. Alright, there we go. Bam. There it is. There's the Black Champion Racer pullback Technic set. We do have only 4 extra pieces, and one of them is the friction pin that fell on the ground. There it is. So we have a axle with a stop and then a worm gear. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be used on the combined model if you put them both together. Yeah, I see a worm gear back there with the axle with the stop. Not quite sure what that's for, but that's why they gave it to you. It's not used in this set at all. And these 2 are just small pieces that could typically get lost. But there it is. There's the Black Champion Racer. It actually looks really, really cool. Looks like it'll probably go real fast with the pullback action. So let's give it a little pullback action there. And oh yeah, it's all the way across the room. So it jumped off the desk onto the floor. and nothing happened to it, nothing fell off. It's all in one piece. So really cool set, very strong model. So I will do a review of this set. You'll see it on the String Cheese and Applesauce channel. That's my other channel where I do all other Lego related videos. So I'll put this through the ringer, really give it a lot of tests, make it do some jumps and see how sturdy it really is. So that's it for this video. Make sure to check out my other channel and subscribe if you're not subscribed to this one or that one or any other channel you may like. So that's how YouTube works. You like channels, you subscribe, you come back, you watch the videos, and everyone's happy. So thanks again, and we will see you next time.